Oh, Jessie Williams might have said new year, new me, but it looks like the BS of 2021, is following him into the new year. In what can only be described as the worst week ever, Jessie Williams is being sued for an alleged hit and run. And guess what? He's not just being sued, he's being sued for 1.6 million, y'all. And he is embroiled in a nasty custody battle with his ex-wife. Y'all, she ain't playing them. When you hear these accusations, there's something going on. Anyway, let's get into the mess. Y'all, what is going on with Jessie Williams? Now, I have been keeping an eye on it, and not because it's just Jessie Williams and he looked like Jessie Williams. I've been keeping an eye on him ever since he got a divorce from his ex-wife. If you guys don't remember, he did some really, to me, dirtbag stuff. Where if you guys didn't know, he was a teacher in Philly, right? His ex-wife was a really successful real estate attorney in Philly, right? She literally supported him the whole time he was a struggling actor, wasn't making much as a teacher. She was basically the main breadwinner. She supported him. He had his breakout role in Grey's Anatomy, all this stuff. And then he left her, I think, for Minka Kelly. And when he left her, he said, one, he didn't want to give her any child support. If he did, he wanted to give her, a pack of saltines and Progressive chicken noodle soup for the children every other Friday to eat. And then when she was like, well, your children need to go to private school. They need to do this. They need to do that. He had the nerve to say, my children don't need all that. Send them to the Philadelphia public schools. And anyway, no, you ain't getting any money. Now, of course, the wife is like, you think that's really what's going on? And she went into court and the judge looked at Jessie and said, you tried it. You tried it. Here you go. And she was awarded a reasonable amount of support. It was a lot, but it was reasonable. For one, she's the primary caretaker. Why can't I say that? Caretaker. There we go. English is my first language, right? She was the primary caretaker of the children. For two, Jessie was always working, and when he wasn't working, he was vacationing with his then girlfriend, turned fiance, turned nothing, Minka Kelly, right? And three, Jessie's behavior, everybody said, looked real erratic, and he started showing up looking very clammy, if you will. I'll just leave that right there, right? Well, guess what? They are back in the courts, but get this. The wife is once again citing his erratic behavior to the point that she wants this man stripped of custody. Y'all, when you combine this with the alleged hit and run, which we're going to get into in a minute, you know what? Let's just get into the main thing, right? The stripped of custody. Y'all ready? Let go. Oh, but before we do, y'all, I just want to let you know, my exclusive members only live is going to be this Friday. It's going to be at 9:30 p.m. If you cannot make it, you can check the afterplay. My members only live are legendary for exclusive tea. It is only $4.99 a month. You can cancel at any time, but you have access to all the archives. I deliver tea first and Poppin' Height. I called a lot of stuff months ago, but y'all, I got some new tea. It's going to be a doozy. Y'all know every member's live, I be coming in hot, and it is a night to remember. This members only live, I swear to God, will not disappoint. They're every other Friday. There's going to be a link in the description box for you to actually click and sign up. Anyway, let's get back into this Jessie Williams mess because, y'all, I'm worried hard. Let's get into it. This is literally reported directly from Radar Online, right? Listen, Jessie's ex-wife wants him stripped of joint custody. Immediately, she ain't playing with that boy, right? In court documents, Aaron, there we go. Y'all know I can butcher a name. Aaron Drake Lee alleges her ex isn't following their current schedule. She's also claiming he's displaying erratic behavior that makes her fearful for the safety. Now listen, I want to gossip. Okay, who am I? Kidding. That's my whole channel, right? But I have heard reports that Jessie, there might be something outside of God's love, orange juice and sunshine that's making Jessie act crazy. The fact that she is going so far as to strip him of custody, I'm doing a deep dive. I got my little Tattle Tells out on the sources trying to get something concrete, but y'all, there is definitely something going on. But let's get back into the article. Now, she says, I've reminded Jessie of his cancellations and informed him of plans made because of said cancellations. He's resorted to erratic behavior to try to force me to submit to his demands. How you missing The court ordered things, and you think you just gonna come Billy Bullhard, calling somebody on the phone, talking about change your whole life around? Listen, Jessie, I know you're a star, but you don't run shit in that woman's house. Let's move on, right? He calls me names. No, he didn't. He uses threatening language, call the cops, right? And intimidation tactics such as threatening to send the police to my home, causing me fear for my and my children's safety. What is wrong with him? And listen, before y'all say, Tisa, there's two sides to every story. Listen, from the gate, this woman has told us who her ex-husband was. We saw the way he did her dirty. Now, that said, we are going to wait for Jessie's response because maybe there is two sides, but I don't know. This coupled with what I've been hearing on the Hollywood streets for about a year or two about why Jessie is acting so erratic. Again, I don't want to start any mess, but being stripped of primary custody because of erratic behavior, they're going to court in April. If they do square off, if they do face off and he is stripped of custody, y'all, of course don't do that lightly. That's all I'm saying. But we are going to wait till April to see actually how this plays out and if courts actually take her side. All right. But this is what she reported in the court documents via Radar Online. Anyway, y'all, let's get into this hit and run because honestly, this might be, listen, I'm going to read y'all the story and then we're going to talk about it. But honestly, this might actually turn out in his favor, unlike the child custody thing, right? Now listen, Jessie's being sued by a woman who claims he rear-ended her car and then fled the scene, right? Why does he make it sound like he's just like, you know, like a crackhead running into her car, then running. I don't know why I see him running through cars. Looking so dramatic like Grey's Anatomy, right? Paula Bruce, that's the woman's name. This is through Radar Online, says she filed a personal injury lawsuit against Jessie. Listen, saying that he smashed into his vehicle into the back of hers in January 2020 and left. And I said, these are substance abuse antics. What is going on, right? Now, there are photos of the accident, and it does show that Paula's Mercedes was damaged in the rear. So this did happen. She ain't just making it up. However, right? She claimed she suffered emotional distress and lost out on wages due to the alleged injuries in the crash, right? But here's the thing. Listen, all I can say is, and I'm summing this up, Jessie's defense is, girl, you tried it, right? Because Jessie actually gave a different story, right? She said, now Jessie doesn't deny that he crashed into the back of her car. He said, okay, that's true. However, Jessie's attorney said he spoke about the lawsuit, claiming Jessie called the cops to the scene. He was the one that called the police to make the insurance report, right? And who allegedly told him to exchange emergency information with Paula and that both parties could be on their merry way, right? So he called the cops saying, yo, accident, right? And the cops are like, it's cool, just exchange insurance information and we can call it even. Jessie said, bet, right? According to Jessie, he said he ain't seen any injuries. She seemed just fine. And listen, they exchanged insurance information, right? And then get this, Jessie's assistant showed up to wait for the tow truck for Jessie's car. Jessie said, all right, you got this. All right, we exchanged information. I'm going to see you. And he left. Get this. Jessie also says he followed up with that woman, Paula, a few days later. And then Paula said, it's cool, Jessie. I'm doing fine, right? Jessie thought it was all cool, thought it was being handled by insurance company until a few days ago. This woman sued him for $1.6 million. Jessie probably looked at that notice and said, girl, you tried it. You tried it hard, right? Now, according to Jessie's attorney, Paula did call the actor's insurance company and demanded a payout for a reported hit and run. Listen, Jessie said he ain't worried about this. He got the law on his side, and his attorney even laughed and said, this is a blatant attempt to extort Jessie. Sounds like one to me. Listen, the lawsuit has been filed. We'll see. Again, we are going by Jessie's thing, right? Because they have two different accounts. We'll see what happens in trial. If it gets juicy, I'm going to cover it just like I've been live covering the Cardi B trial at 8 p.m. every day with acclaimed attorney Jess Jonda and also Lily the Red Lipstick Hustler. Jonda's doing the legal side and Lily is actually in court every day covering it, bringing us the real tea and the vibe check. Anyway, you guys, let me get out of here. Let me know what you think about what's going on with what his ex-wife is accusing him of. And also this hit and run. One thing I do know, he ain't having a good new year. Maybe February will be better. Maybe it'll be better. All right, my little TisaTells, and don't forget the members only live is tonight. I'm sorry, not tonight. Every other Friday. This Friday, it's going to be moved to 9:30 p.m. because of my Tasha K live coverage. But guess what, baby? I'm actually delivering. I'm going to deliver, and y'all gonna love it. All right, let's go.